Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new series. Some of you will be aware that I've been making recently some Flippy Flappy journals, for want of a better word for them, and so many of you have asked if I could do a video showing how I make them. So it's going to be a long one. Not this video, it might be long, but the series will take quite a while because it's quite a complex thing. So what have I amassed together? Well, first let's have a look at what it is I'm talking about. This is the one I'm currently making, so I haven't got too much of it done. But it folds and it flips and it does all sorts of things. That's a flip there. 2 flips here, so there's lots and lots of flaps and flips, and they all take time to make and to decorate. So I thought today we would concentrate on the central section, because then everything, these 2 pieces, are built onto that. And let's just pop that away. I went shopping yesterday to the range and I bought this paper pad, and as you can see, it's purple. It's not telling a lie, it says it's purple, and it very much is. I don't think it would have been the one that I would have gone for had there been much choice. There wasn't much choice, so that's that. Can you pass me those papers off the printer, please? Thank you. So I've also printed out to go with it some purple papers. Some will be suitable, some won't. This is purple ticking from My Porch Prints, and some of that's really quite nice and I can see us using it. I like ticking, I love that one because it looks a bit distressed as well. And then these ones, I have no idea where they came from. They were just on my computer, so I printed them out. It says papers for envelopes, but I don't know. I don't know which A6 papers. I've no idea where they came from. A6 papers, and then we're back to My Porch Prints. I think this is called Shabby Purples. I think that's just what it's called. But we will need some paper because the block is 230 GSM, so we will need something not quite that heavy to go in our journal. So these are lovely purpley, grungy looking, my sort of thing. I think that's still in the Shabby Purples. Love that hydrangea. And then this might be Purple Ephemera, I think. But they're all My Porch Prints, and you can see they're exactly what we need, really. Look at the lilacs, beautiful. And then these are Calico Collage. I think they were freebies, actually. I don't know. They might not have been. And here, just little bits of ephemera, which is golden to us. We will need those. Beautiful again. And a page of butterflies. That was just one part of a page, and I've just blown it up and printed it out. So I've got lots of butterflies. Just prettiness. I'm not sure if this isn't the journal boat. It might be. I'm not sure. And that, which I just came across on in my download file, and just thought it looked really nice. It might be an Artie Mays one. I'm not sure. Anyway, have a look through, and if all else fails, there's the Shabby Purple set on from My Porch Prints. And this, I've got my archival ink in Dusty Concord for stamping stamps. I like to use archival. I had some other butterflies around in purple. I fussy cut those out. Never have too many butterflies. I'll be using Distress ink in Dusty Concord. I will be sewing. There's quite a lot of stitching in here. I'll be using white thread. It's up to you what colour you decide to go with. In the Timmy one I'm doing here, I'm using black. I really like black stitching with Timmy. It's just, in my mind, it has to be black. But this one is a different kettle of fish, and I'm going to use white. And I also need some washi tape. And I don't have any purple washi tape, but I've got this. It's white and gold with hearts on. Once again, I'm not sure it's what I would have absolutely chosen had I had all the washi tapes in the world in front of me, but it's what I've got. So let's just have a look through this paper block. It's 230, as I say, so it's quite thick. I haven't tried it to see if it cracks. That'll be an interest. So there's 2 sheets of every one, and they're double-sided. That's a very pale lilac. Flamingos, I can't see them going anywhere near my project, but I do like the colour on the back. That's very nice, isn't it? And on the back we've got that deeper purple. These are little sort of star sign things. Light purple, that, which I do actually like. And a mid-tone there. Spotty dotties, I like spotty dotties. Nice mid-tone also. Little hearts, they're nice. Wow, that is a stripe. I think that's probably going to be too in your face for our project, but we'll see as we progress. Little, I don't know what you call them. So angle things, squares, like stars, with a nice deep purple. And this honeycomb, purple on a very pale lilac. This, my favourite in the whole book, kind of slightly leading towards grunge, I'd say. I like that. I like that also, little roses, like stenciled roses. Square grid. Some flowers, like that, no surprise there. And then the opposite of the other one, it's purple with the pale hexagons beehive thing on it. So we've got more than plenty to work with there, definitely. So the first thing I need is to select. So let's go for this. I just opened it there, but let's go for that. It's kind of middle of the range, both back and front. So let's just carefully remove that because I don't want to tear it. There we go. So it's up to you whether you decide to stitch yours or not. I really like stitching on them. I think it just finishes them off beautifully. Now this has got no sort of real direct, well, it might have actually. That might be the top. Look like they're going that way. Okay, so I want this to be 8 inches tall by the full 12 of the scrapbooking paper. So let me get my big chopper out. And I'm going to cut off 4 inches off the top, which will leave me with 8 inches. So let's see if I can do this accurately. That should be okay. So save that in your remnants pile. We'll gather a few remnants as we go. Get that the right way up. Now, you will probably actually see more of the inside of this than the outside. So I'm going to use this as the inside and get my scoreboard out. Right, so the score lines are as follows. 2.5. So score down at 2.5. And I want this hinge to be 1/2 inch. So I want it to be what they call a sort of living hinge. So it's not just a straight 1/2 inch. I'm going to mark every notch between the 2.5 up to the 3. So I've got one at 2.5, then 1/8 more, then the next one along, then the next one along, and then the next one brings us to 3. So that's 5 score lines in that hinge. You can see them there, I think. There you go. So that's our nice hinge made there. Right, so leave that there. So then I want, from where the hinge ends, which is at 3 inches, I want to measure 6 further inches. So that takes us to 9. So let's score at 9. And this hinge is a big one. It's 7/8 long. So I want to go from 9 to the pip just before 10. So just moving along pip by pip, 1/8 by 1/8, and creasing your lines in. Whoop. Because this has to cover virtually the whole journal when it's done. So that's it. So I'm just going to go back over these, make sure that they're scored in nicely. Actually, I've put an extra 1 in mine. I've gone to 10, but it doesn't really matter. But really it should be from 9 to 9 7/8, just the pip before the 10. So there we have it, we've made a start. So this is going to be the inside. So what I want to do is just, I'll take my ruler, it's easier that way, is just put my ruler on my crease lines and just fold it over whilst you do that, and you'll see that it soon starts to bend up. If you just pull it as you move your ruler across. Same here. So there we are, we've started to give them flipping in. Some flipping in ability. Right, so before I forget, I'm going to ink this. This piece actually doesn't get stitched. Just about everything else does, but this piece doesn't need it. So let's just ink around there, and hopefully the dusty Concord looks all right, which I think it does. You can use your regular vintage photo or whatever it is that you use. I just thought because we were going so purple, I'd have purple ink as well. Feels like quite a long time since I actually made a video. I hope I can remember how to do it. So this is the central part of the whole thing. This is what everything else hangs off. We haven't had our brunch yet, so at some stage I'll be stopping for that, of course. So most of this, apart from the stitching, will be done in kind of real time. And that way then I think you'll get the most detail of what I'm actually doing. But, you know, it will take quite a long time. Right, so there we go. That's all inked around. So the next thing to do is to put washi tape on these hinges. because they will get bent, obviously, they're hinges. And this paper actually looks really good in the cracking department. Let's just fold that over and make sure it doesn't crack. No, it doesn't seem to want to crack. That's excellent. But I'm still going to use my washi tape on it. So this washi tape is wide enough to cover the smaller of the spines. So let's put that up there. Now, I'm not for trusting this. I mean, it's really not even sticky. So I'm going to put my glue down all over my spine and just a little bit outside it. I hope that some of you have a go at this. I think it's well worth it, you know, when it's finished it really does look something. So let's place this washi down again, like that. This time we've got glue, so we should be alright. Give it a good burnish down with your bone folder, as we do want that stuck. Just got a little bit of seepage here. Get rid of that. Right, so turn that over and we're coming back the other way. Just kind of need to get it in the light so I can see where we are. Just want to make sure you're covering your hinge. There we are. And what I generally do, because I've left this bit at the top, I generally fold that in so you don't have a sort of edge of the washi liable to get caught on anything. So fold that in and then I just put a little bit of glue on top there that I can bring this to. So fold that in neatly, hold it at the bottom and then bring it up so it matches this up here. So it's lying over there. That's lovely. And then just trim it off where your glue is. There we go. And once again, in with the bone folder. Oh, look at that. It's very, very unsticky washi. But I don't have too much choice, so it's this or kind of nothing. There we are. I think we're all right. I think we're okay like that. Right, so this one, this is too wide for just one bit of washi. So I'm going to have to put two bits on it and they're going to overlap. I've got no choice. If you've got wider washi, you know, use it up by all means. So I'm just going to come out slightly further than the last crease, just so it's not bending on the washi itself, because sometimes it won't stick if it's going around a tight corner, or it will, but you just have problems with it. It's a problem child. There we are. So same thing, leave a bit sticking out the top and come down your glue line like that. Stick this bit in at the top. Bit of glue on there. I haven't put glue on that, you silly ninny. Banana brain. Got so caught up in the excitement of it all, I forgot. Yeah, it's the age-old thing. You want enough glue to stick it, but you don't want so much it's squelching out everywhere. There we go. Right, now it should stick. So, lovely. And I'm just going to trim that off. There. Lovely. And I'm going to have to put another piece by its side to cover the rest of that hinge. And just over that first piece as well. Okay, that should do it. Leave a bit at the top. So that's covered our hinge up. This really is very unsticky washi tape, I can tell you. But it'll do the job. It's just to stop the paper taking all the strain, because it won't stand it, it'll crack. And there's nothing looks worse than cracked paper. It's horrible. Let's try that for size. Let's fold that bit in, I forgot to do that. Put a little bit of glue on top of it. Bring that up to meet it. And there we have it. That's that hinge. Covered. Hooray! There we go. So, it's maybe not the best washi in the world, either quality or colour, but I think it looks okay. I can live with that. That's alright. So, this is the inside, that's the outside. So let's just put the hinge in again. Like that, just check that it is actually sticking. This one I'm not going to do yet because I've just glued it and I know it won't be dry. Right, so the first thing that we want to do is put our flappies on the top and the bottom, and there's one that goes on the side. So let's do that first. So the flappies, I need another bit of paper for. No, not you flamingos. Do not even suggest yourself to me. I don't like you. Let's use the dotties. Right, so I want the flap to be 6 inches overall. So it's 12 by 12, and I want it to be 6 inches wide. So if I cut it at 6, I'll get my 2 flaps out of 1/2. So let's do that. I think I need to get my little extension bit. I don't know, I'm pretty hopeless at cutting anything, if I'm honest with you. That might be 6 there actually at the edge. I really don't know. Let's go, I think that's 6. Let's go for that. So hopefully that's 6 inches wide. And we've got a remnant here. So keep that in your remnants. Let's see what this measures. 6 inches exactly. Wow, excellent. And this I need to cut at 6 inches because, as I said, I need 2 that are 6 by 6. And this has got a measurement for 6 inches, so that's good. There we are. So we've got 2 pieces that are 6 by 6. Now, once again, we need to score them. I can get away with a small scoreboard for this. So I need to score at 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1/2 inch. And then put a 3/8 spine in it. So that's 3 notches. So that's half. That's half plus 1 notch. Half plus 2 notches, which is 3/4 of an inch. And then another notch beyond the 3/4. So you'll have 4 score lines down there. Okay, you see those? 4. Same with this. There's no right and wrong way with this, so I can't go wrong. Score at half. Then the next notch. Then the next notch. Then the next notch. So that's 4 score lines in there. Okay. Right. Pop that back. So these now also need washi tape on them. But I'll pause it there. You've seen how I do it. So I'm just going to do the same thing again, but over these 2 hinges. So I'll pause you there. I'll be right back. Right, so I've just put the washi around those and inked around them, and they will go on the inside of this, just where that folds and where this folds, there where those spines are, and it'll go there like that. Well, that's where it folds, so that needs to go on that edge there. But we'll come back to that because what I want to do first is stitch around it, because this will be seen, so I want to stitch around that. So off I go. Off I go. Just stitch around it. See you in a minute. Okay, so I've stitched around those. I'm going to leave some ends, but short ones, not the long ones that I leave when I'm doing the Timmy stuff. I just don't want to cut them off flush. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. Don't know why that is. So there's my ends. So one of these now gets stuck to the top and one to the bottom, right on the fold line. So fold it over like that, so you've got your 1/2 inch on this side, and that's going to get stuck right to the top there and right in between those lines. It will just fit perfectly. So I'm just going to turn this around because it's easier for me to work at the bottom and get my glue on. It's a very long process, this. There's so much to do, and I hope that you're not going to get fed up and leave me talking to myself. But I'm trying to do it slowly, methodically, so that it's really easy to follow. So let's fold that up there so we know where this needs to go. So line the lines up, top and bottom, so it fits nicely. Just check that that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's bring it over a little bit. I think that's fine. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Right, so that's on there, but I am going to put some clips on just to make sure it stays on there. Need to clean my desk, it's gone a bit gluey. You don't need to keep the clips on for very long, but it just applies some pressure, because sometimes that washi tape can be slightly resistant to sticking, which is not what you want. So that's that one on. So this one then, same thing. Crease it along there. It's got the 2 creases like that, and it's this one here that we're sticking down, the narrow one. Well, it's a nice bright day here today. Thank goodness. I worry about the lambs. Yesterday morning when we got up it was snowing. And all the little lammies, the newborn lammies, I feel so sorry for them. But today's quite nice. I'll be out playing today. I like it when they get to just not brand new and they go out in gangs almost, like they've organised a gang. And they go running up and down the side of the fields, up the side of the walls and stuff. I love it. So that should be exactly lying on top of the one that you've just put on. And that will be perfect if that's the case. And we're going to clip that as well. I feel happier about things when they're clipped. Whoops. One on the floor. One for Capkin. He loves these clips. He loves anything to do with journaling. He's a funny boy. Very funny boy. Right, so that's our... there is an up and a down, isn't there? We decided on that paper. So that's the top, that's the bottom. We've got our Flippy Flappies in place. So let's revert back to the Timmy one so we can see what we're up to. Okay, so that's the 2 Flippy Flappies stuck on, and then we need to do this Flippy Flappy. I should have done that before I did the 2 big ones, so yikes, should have paid more attention. So let's just lift this off here because I need to slide that underneath. Yeah, it has stuck a bit actually, but not massively. So I can get that off enough to get my other bits slid underneath. See, honestly, there's so many things to think about with this. So I need a piece that is, I've got some of my things written down, 3.5 and then a half. So I need a piece that's 4 inches by 8. 4 inches by 8. I've still got that. That would do, wouldn't it? It's 4 inches, exactly. Yeah, so this is the bit that we cut off the base part. So I'm just going to make a mark at 8, just marginally less than 8, actually, because it's got to sort of fit in and fold. So just marginally less than 8. Chop that off. Another remnant, and then we need to crease this, and this just has 1 crease in it. I need my big scoreboard, it's too long for my little one. At 1/2 inch, so just score it at 1/2 inch. Now which way do I want it to fold? Yes, this way I think. So 1 score at 1/2 inch. So the piece measures 4 inches and I'm scoring at 1/2. So I've got 1/2 this side, 3.5 this side. Now we'll see if it wants to crack. So I'm just going to sort of fairly gingerly bend that over and see. It doesn't seem to want to crack at all to me, thank goodness for that. Let's just fold that in there. Right, so that doesn't need any washi on. It does, however, need to be sewn around. So let's ink that and then I'll stitch around it. The stitching does add a long time to the manufacture of this journal. There's no denying it, it does. So if you don't feel inclined to do it, I completely understand. And there's no law. I will not be turning up at your house to see whether you've stitched or not. But I will say it does make a real difference. you know, the time invested in it, I think, is absolutely well worth it. But you might not. You might decide to do faux stitching, and that's fine as well. So I just want to fold this back. Oh, I'm quite impressed with this card. And just go down there, just to ink in that crease. There we are, right. So off I go to stitch around that. That's fine. Yeah, see you in a sec. I was just thinking about me turning up on your doorstep to see if you've stitched or not. Wouldn't that be fantastic fun if I could just turn up on your doorstep? Oh, I'd love that. I'd go around all of you. You might not be pleased to see me, but I'll turn up. Now then, what goes on here? Let's take the clips off. I think I might have been right the first time. So if they are open, does that come there? Yeah, I think it does. I can't have it on top of there, otherwise they won't open. Stupid woman. So let's glue down what we already had glued down. Once again. Poor instructions, these. Let's put that down there. I'm just going to put a clip in for a minute. And same on this side. So we were right. I was right. Now, then I made it wrong. Now I'm making it right again. So those are glued down flat to the back. There we go. Right. Now this bit that we've just made, this Flippy Flappy, goes inside those. Goodness me, what a performance. Yeah, so it's going to go there. It's going to be very similar to the back, but I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be okay. So I need to put some glue on there. I've inked around it, haven't I? Yeah. Fine time to remember now after I've stitched, but I have anyway, so we're all right. Oh yeah, I remember doing it now. Right, so let's just take these clips off and out the way and stick the crease of this right to the crease of that, which will be the end of your Flippy Flappy. Just marginally. It should, because we made it marginally less than 8, they should be able to fold, and they are. Excellent, we're doing all right. So I'll give that a good press down, and I'm just going to put that like that and just put a clip in there for a minute, just to make sure that the ends are properly glued in place. There we go. Right, so that's the back and 3 Flippy Flaps done. So the rest of it, the bits that come out the sides, I'm not going to tackle those today. That bit of washi along here is a bit loose, so let's stick some glue under there. Oh, it's decided to stick down now. It'll come up again and then I'll glue it. If you see yours coming up, just glue it where you see it coming up. Right, so time to get on with decorating. So let's bring the Timmy one in again so you can see what I've done. This is a Flippy Flappy, and it's got 2 frames, acetate, and actually these are rub-ons, but a butterfly behind would be fine. It's got this lovely floral here, and a little label sort of thing. It's like a desk pull, but it's a label. It says become one with nature. So that folds out, and on the back I've got 2 envelopes with journaling in and a strip down there to hold the top in place. Then here I've got 2 pockets, thumb hole and 2 journaling cards in there that I've backed with craft paper. Actually, I just thought craft was quite nice with Timmy, and I've just put a couple of bits of a label and a mushroom actually in there, and the tags stick out the top, and the journaling card goes in there, and it's all very nice, very nice. So that comes in. The top one is exactly the same. So the thing to do is make our pockets and put them in place. No, I'll do the tab. I'll do the flippy flappies first. That's what I'll do. Where is it? I've lost it. Here it is. Right. So ultimately what's going to happen is, let's remove those clips because I can't move my flippy flappy, is that's going to come from the bottom like that, and it'll have this spine here. Yeah, there it is. There's the bit that wouldn't stick. I'm going to stick you now. Same the other side. Blimey, this washi tape is like complete rubbish. But it will protect the spine, which is, you know, its ultimate job. But I don't want it lifting up, it looks tatty. Right, so yes, I was talking to you about the flippy flaps, the top flippy flaps, let's call them. So that's got a spine there, so that's going to come like that. This has got a spine there, so that's going to come like that. And I want a string and button closure on this. So where do I want my... What did I put on the outside of them? Nothing. I didn't put anything on the outside yet. So it's up to me then where I want it. So this measures 6 inches as far as I'm aware. Yep. So I want it at 3 inches, which is the centre. And I want it about there. I think about there is good. So I'm going to make a pencil mark. Just make sure I'm in the middle. About there. And then I want it down here. About there, I'd say. Kind of halfway up. About there. Right. So let's make that hole first, and for that I'm going to use my big bite crocodile because the small one won't reach to there. So I'll just line that up and make my hole. Same on the other one. Then we'll make our buttons. There we are, just pop that to the side just now. It's actually shaping up even now, isn't it? Oh no. Oh, for one nasty moment I thought I had done something wrong, which wouldn't be the first time. Right, so the buttons. So what you need is a hole punch. I don't think they're called hole punches. It's like a paper punch, circular paper punch, and I'm using an inch one. You use what you've got really, basically, and I need some... I'm going to use this plain purple. I think it'll look best. And it's because this paper isn't the thickest, hallelujah, I'm pleased about that, but I'm going to need 6 of these, 3 for each one. And one more. 6, there we go. So finished with my little punch that Mr. F's just sharpened for me. So I want the plain purple side up. So, and then I just glue them together. Just putting one on top of the other and then just roll it round in your fingers and it'll miraculously go where you want it to go. And I want 2 of these. So 2, 3 lots of card. If you've got really thick card or you've decided to use craft or something like that, you assess for yourself when you think you've got enough down. But I think 3 will be okay. Maybe could have done with 4, but I think 3's fine. Pop that on. Now then, just squish them down. Next thing to do is to put a hole in the centre of them, and it's this at this stage that I always go wrong. But Mr. F has made me a tool. If I can find it, I'll be great. Yeah, here we go. It's called a middle for diddle, and it's got concentric lines on, and you just put your thing over the line, make a mark with your pencil where the centre is, same with this one. I guarantee you they won't come out central, because when I punch it, I'll get it wrong. I think that's where my mistake lies, not in the finding the centre so much as punching the centre out. So let's have a go anyway, see if we can do it. Let's get that right in the middle of my owl. Oh, it's not too bad. I've seen worse. And this one. Where's my hole? My mark. Yeah, okay. I don't think they're too bad actually. So what I'm going to do now is, I can put that away, is I'm going to attach these with an eyelet through the hole that we made on the Flippy Flappy, and got a bit of glue there, and through this hole here. So I need my big bite crocodile again and a couple of these. And I'll use gold, I think. One for the cat. I think that gold is appropriate for this because we've got gold in the washi. So just through the hole on the button, as it were, through this hole. Oh, haven't inked it yet. Silly moo. Quick little ink around there. Just makes it stand out a little bit more. Looks a bit more finished. Do the other one as well while I'm at it. There you go. So, put your eyelet through that hole on the button, through the hole on your Flippy Flappy, and actually let's turn it like that, might be a bit easier. Put that into the setting position. And let's go. Can't actually see where I am. I'm not sure if that's in the centre. Yeah, I think I'm alright actually. So let's set that properly. Ooh. Yeah, that's perfect. And now the other one. Okay, where's it gone? Ah, there it is. Yeah, I can see I didn't get that right in the centre of the button, but it's my best effort. It's the best I can do. So that's that. So let's set this one. Oh, that's the problem I have. They keep wanting to jump out. Lovely, so there we have it. Right, let's put that out of my way. Put it down there. Okay, so we're making progress. look at that. Why don't you want to stick? It doesn't know what its job is in life. That's all I'm asking of it, just stick. Right, okay then, let's move along. Come on. Right, so here we have it. So there's that Flippy Flappy that goes over the back. These two, don't concern yourself with at the moment. They'll get built onto. And these Flippy Flappies here, we've put the button in, closure on, but don't put your string on yet because it'll only get right on your nerves because you have to keep on tying it and tying it, and then the string gets caught. So we've got the buttons in place. That's all we need really. So now we need to do something about decorating them. So what I did with the others is I put a belly band on there, and the belly band measures, let me just see, 2 3/4 inches wide, and it doesn't have a gusset at all. It's just a flat 2 3/4 inches wide that goes up the centre and hides that the back of the doodah. Oh dear, I've got a keyboard here and everything. Let me just move some stuff around. There we go. So let's get back into this pad. There we go. And find some stuff. Have I got any spotties anywhere? I'm going to have to introduce something else because I can't just make the whole thing out of that. No, not flamingos. Thank you. That's the one we've already used. Oh, the hearts. They're nice. Let's use the hearts. There we go. Lovely. So I'm just going to keep my remnants on the top of the pad for the moment so I know where they are if I need them. So 2 3/4 inches, and I need it from that, where that folds there, to the top. So I'm just going to cut a whole strip of 2 3/4 inches off. Two and 3/4, you say? Yes, that is what I say. Okay, let's hope that that's square. I don't have much confidence in my cutting straight, to be honest with you. So, let's just measure this. That's where it's going to, right there. So that's going from there to there. So what does that measure? It measures every single time I pick my Timmy ruler up, it's the wrong way around. So that measures 5. Yeah, I'd say 5. Let's see what it is on this side. Yeah, it's 5. So I need 2 that are 5 inches long. That I can do on my little Timmy trimmer, which I feel much more comfortable with. That ends, I've just bashed that end of it, so I'm going to use the other side. 5 and 5. Little remnant. Okay, so let's just give that a check just before. Yeah, that's perfect. Right, so I'm going to ink round that, then stitch round it. So you see now why we didn't stitch the base itself, because a lot of it's covered with washi and the rest of it will be covered with something else, so you didn't need to stitch it. So you only need ink one side of this, that's the side that you have got facing you. It's very purple, this, isn't it? Yeah, I know. It's purple because it's purple. But we'll tone it down a bit with some of the papers that I printed out. Right, so that's that. So I need to just whiz around those with a sewing machine, and I'll be right back. Okay, that's stitched around those then. Let's just trim the ends off. I'm glad I decided to use white thread. It stands out quite nicely. Shows off my poor sewing skills. And this one, so we'll just get these glued down. There we go. So when this flips open, this will be the bottom one, so the hearts are directional. So I want the hearts going up like that. And then this one, I also want the hearts going up, so it reads properly from here. So the hearts are going up there and the hearts are going up here. So let's just stick those on. I don't think there's any reason why we can't stick those on. So glue. I think we probably need quite a bit because it's going onto that washi, which seems resistant. There we are. And I'm going to eyeball this. And I think that's probably it about there. That looks okay, maybe not exactly straight. I'm going to have to get the ruler out, can't bear it. Can't bear it. 1 inch and 5/8. Oh, and 1 inch and 5/8, I was dead on. Now I've knocked it off. Knocked it off. Right, so let's just give that a good press down. And here as well. And I'm going to just put some clips on the top. Can't get them on that side obviously, but I can get them on here. So let's just do that. There we go. Same with this one. So I'm going to turn this round, but remember that the hearts have got to read properly from the bottom. So that's going to go there. Okay, hearts are going the right way. I think that's about right. I'd say so. Yeah, so let's get the bone folder out and give that a really good press. And up here. So you see why we had to put the button in, button closure. Well, I call it button enclosure. I don't know, I think it's enclosing. Because I can't get into it now. So let's just clip that so it can dry nicely while we think about the next problem. Well, they're not problems, are they? Look, this just isn't sticking. I'm going to try my collar on it, see if that wants to stick it any better. But that is not sticking. Oh, sorry, there was a phone ringing there somewhere. I don't know what it was. Let's see if Collall will stick it any better. And I guess I'm going to have the same problem. Oh, I don't know, that one looks like it's stuck. I think your phone was ringing. So there we go, that's that. So I need some pockets in here on the back. And I want them to come in between these two pieces. The two flaps from the flap. If that makes any sense. From there to there. So that measures 7 inches exactly. So I want my pockets just less than 3 each one. So what shall we use for this? Get rid of the keyboard. Something a bit different. That's different. Yeah, that's nice. Creating merry mayhem here. That's why I don't like 12 by 12s. They're very numb. They always get in the way. Right, so I want 2 pockets just less than 3.5. That is definitely non-directional. Yeah, definitely. So let's cut that off at 3.5. Three and a half. Oh good, I've got a line on the base that I can follow. There we go. That's a good round. And I cut that off at 3.5 and I wanted it just less than 3.5. Not concentrating today. That's my problem. So I want that to go just inside that one there. So push it up to there.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Goodbye, Siri.
So long.
Siri. What's Siri got to do with anything? Oh my goodness me. So I'm cutting that off just to where this flap hinges over, and that measures 6 inches exactly. So I can just get both of the pockets out of this. So cut that off at 6. There we go. So let's just see if these fit in, or if I'm going to have to trim them a little bit. So I just want that resting on the top of there. You'll have a ridge, so just rest it on the top there like that. And then this one I want underneath. Yeah, they do fit, but it's mighty tight. I do want them to fit like that because I want to disguise this part of the flip's hinge. But I'm thinking I might need to just trim off a little bit because that is very, very... There's hardly any space at all there. So yeah, I'm just going to trim off each of them just a little bit, not even 1/4 of an inch. So that measures 3.5, so I'm just coming in just a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch. That much, so not much at all. And same with off this one. So that's 3.5, so just a little bit, 1/8 of an inch, and trim that. And then that should be fine. Let's just try those on for size. So that's going right up to where the flap is, right down to where this hinge is, and right across to where this hinge is. Here, like that. And then that's going up there. So you see we have got quite a gap. Oh no, that goes to there. Rests on top of that where the flap goes. And that rest goes up to where the flap is. Like that. So yeah, that's all right. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So I need to put a thumb notch in them. And they're just less than 6 inches, aren't they? No, they are 6 inches exactly. So let's make a mark at 3. Get my larger punch out. This is a 2-inch punch. And I'm going to punch them both together, so then I know that they'll look nice on the page because they'll be exactly the same. There we go. It doesn't want to go in the drawer. That's it. Right, okay, so let's ink around that. My dabber's getting worn in now, so it's doing a better job of inking. Yeah, I like these. These are nice. There we go. Right, so next job then is to stitch around them. So off I go to stitch around them, and I'll be back very soon. Right, okay, it's now post breakfast. Well, lunch. Well, it's nearly dinner time. It's post a meal, and I'm feeling much better. I'm fed and watered. So here's my 2 pockets. I've cut them, I've inked them, and I've stitched around them. And this line here, which is the flap where it's stuck on, I want to stick one of my pockets on there, like that, and the other one is going just about there. But I want to decorate this up because you can see this flap here, so I don't want to see that. So what I'm going to do is use one of my papers, and these are from my Porch Prints. I think they're called Shabby Purple Ticking. So it's right up my street. I just love purple. That's quite geometric actually, but I like it. So let's just trim off. It's made for American paper size, so it doesn't quite fill my A4 size. So just going to trim off that white margin. There we are. It doesn't have to be exact. And I'm just going to see where I can see easily where it goes because I've inked in there. So put that right up to the inked bit, and then right up to where this bends there. So right up to the start of that hinge, which is there. And the top should be the same, so let's just trim this. Where I've marked. There we are. Mr. F's in the kitchen. He's making lentil soup, which has become one of our favourites, I must say. So yeah, that's absolutely perfect. Now it doesn't matter how much further up than that I go, to be honest. So I'll just trim it off at 3/4 of an inch or something like that. This one, however, it does matter a little bit more. Let's get the pockets actually in place. So that's going to go there, sitting on top of there, like that. And then this one is coming under here, like that. So we've got that gap in the middle. So this one on the top, I want it to come down further than that because I want it to fill in the thumb hole there. I'm just thinking about it, and I think actually the best thing to do is to cover all of that. Then I'll cover that, and I'll cover that. Let's do that. Is that wide enough? It's perfect. Let's just go with that. Let's cover the whole thing. So make sure you get that right down to there and up to where that hinge comes in. So that's exactly on that hinge. I've got it folded and that's exactly right. And this should be 8 inches, but that's it. I've just marked it there where I folded the hinge in. Let's just put a little mark there. Oh, lights, I can't see. There, I think it is. And that should be 8 inches. And it is exactly. Oh my goodness me. Everything is going well today. Just don't say that. Why would you say that? It's madness. It's tempting fate. I'll just pretend I didn't say it. So what I'm going to do then is ink around this and stick that down there. And I think that'll look a lot nicer. Look a lot more finished. I'm not sure if that's just a little... It's just a little touch too long, so I'm just going to take a whisker off it. Just try yours in place, you know, where it's going. It is just a whisker, this. A whisker. So let's ink around it, stick it down, then we can get our pockets stuck on. What am I doing? Inking. I'm inking. Pockets. Put my ink pad on that, saves it wobbling around. So you can use any paper that you like, any at all. Stamperia, 49 and Market, Timmy, any, or just, you know, a cheap paper pad like this one. Because it's the work that you put into it, really, that finishes it off. I thought I had cheap paper pads, you know, but we had a big sort out not long ago and I sent most of them to the charity shop, so as a consequence I had to go and buy another. Isn't that always the way? So that's going there, fits in perfectly, yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's glue it. Yeah, I think this is a better plan than the plan that I originally had in mind. So it's kind of evolving as I go, really. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Put my glue rubber on that in a minute. My big 5 litre bottle of Collall's arriving tomorrow. I'm not joking when I say that should see me through until I'm a gunner. Where's the hinge? Let's just push that up and push it against it, so we know we've got it exactly right. Like that, perfect. Just up there, yeah, that's lovely. Happy with that. Happy, happy, happy. Lovely. Oh, there goes the Timmy ruler. Just take the glue rubber to that and just get rid of that little bit of glue there. Okay, so now it's time to stick the pockets on. So I'm going to use this glue. And hopefully it'll stick. It's sticking to paper, so we shouldn't have the problems that we've had of it sticking to the washi. Or not sticking to the washi, more accurately. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to bring this up a little bit. It's a 1/4 of an inch, I would say. A good 1/4 of an inch. I'm bringing it up from the bottom. Just for aesthetics. No other reason, I just think it looks quite nice. you can make yours, you know, bigger to fill the whole space, whatever takes your fancy. So I've given that a good press down. Let's hope it sticks. There we go. And the top one. So let's just see where I'm going to place that. About there, I think. Then I'll have enough room to get my thing in and out. That'll match up with the bottom. Yeah, jobs are good. You shouldn't get all boastful, you know, because horrible things happen when that happens. When you think you've got it cracked, watch out. So I think this is the last piece that we'll do today, because that's kind of the construction of the centre piece, centre section done. But I do want to decorate it before we move on to the others, the other parts, because it's too much to decorate all at once. If you do all of the construction, then you come back to decorating. It's really too much. It's overwhelming how much there is to do. So we'll decorate as we go, I think. It's the best plan. And also I have ordered some Stamperia ephemera pieces in lilac. I can't remember which papers they're from. Maybe lilacs or something, I think. And I'd quite like them to decorate with before I progress. Just so you can see how I do it. You don't have to do it the same, of course you don't. So let's leave it at that for today. So we've got our base, this bit here. We've got our Flippy Flappy that folds in like that. We've got these two Flippy Flappies that come up like that. So we made really good progress today on the actual base of the journal itself. So when you join me, whenever it will be, tomorrow I hope, but one can never be sure, then we'll get to decorating. And it's looking nice. Hope you like it. And see you soon. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for requesting this. I really thought that it was not too difficult. That's simply not true. Too involved, let's say, to do as a video. And I thought that you'd all get cheesed off and watch one or two and then you'd be gone. And I'd be left talking to myself. But so many of you really do seem to want to know how to do it. So there we have it. That's the first section. There is another big section goes on here. Another one goes on here. So plenty still to do. But join me the next time. We'll get this lot all decorated up. So thanks very much for your company. See you soon. Bye.